Alright everybody, you tuned in to K20 Sparks Technologies. Okay, so now first off, we're doing a valve adjustment. Recently I posted a video up not that long ago about my car having an idle issue, and at the same time I noticed that I had the head gasket replaced. Now with the head gasket being replaced and all, you always want to make sure that the valves are up to spec. What I mean by up to spec is to make sure that they are torqued down properly at the right amount pounds of torque, as well as have the right amount of clearance. If you don't have the right amount of clearance, you're going to notice rattling noises, maybe even idling issues, and all kinds of shit that, you know, can be diagnosed. But in order to do that, you have to have the motor apart, basically. So far, I've taken the valve cover off, along with the ejectors. See the ejector harness right here? Took that off. I already got my valve clearances set up as far as cylinder number 1. My top dead center marks are on point right now, with both the arrows pointing up as well as the middle line marker basically being aligned right here. Alright, so far some of the things that you're gonna need. Excuse me while I wipe my nose. Nose is running and shit. Alright, some of the things that you're gonna need a flathead screwdriver, a valve adjustment alignment tool. Got that shit off of Amazon. A magnet for your nuts and bolts. Of course, you're gonna need a torque wrench. I got a torque wrench inside the house, but I love the digital Harbor Freight Torque Master right here, made by Pittsburgh. I was about to say Petersburg. Pittsburgh. They do pretty good. It's digital, so you don't have to really worry about torquing it down too much. And a couple of feeler gauges. Now I got these feeler gauges at Harbor Freight. You can get it for like $5. They do pretty well. These are some of the things that you're gonna need for your valve adjustment alignment. So far, let me tell you that it is not for the timid. There's certain things that you gotta do. When you do that, you have to torque it down properly. And after torquing it down, you also have to. Yeah, that's much better. After torquing it down, you want to make sure that it has the right clearance. You want to have a little bit of resistance as possible. You want to have some resistance in between that and the valve. As you can see, which I'm doing right here. You want to make sure it has enough resistance in the valve. The best way to do that is to torque it down, and at the same time with the valve alignment tool, you want to make sure that that's torqued down properly, and also in order to check the clearance to make sure that it is the proper clearance, so that you don't have one offsetting the other. And when you have one offsetting the other, you'll hear like a rattling noise, or if it's not tightened down properly, you know, that kind of thing. You don't need to torque it down that tight. It's only 14 pounds. 14 pounds is not a lot. It's like by finger. But in order to do it accurately, you want to make sure you have the actual gauge and stuff. So I'm attempting, and mine is at 0.008. I'm attempting to jam maybe like a 9 in there, just a little bit, to double check to make sure that the clearance is up to spec. If you see that it's not going in there, then you pretty much got it right. So I'm moving on to cylinder number 2 right now. Wish me luck. Be safe. Peace.